Hi guys, good morning or good afternoon. I'm having my coffee. It was another long night again, but here I am with an update from Iceland and what is going on. And there are some updates. The Iceland Meteorological Office has released some new land rise measurements and also some other facts that we want to go through. So it's still flowing, it is still erupting. The reports were yesterday that the second crater basically has died down. There is a new image, a new aerial image that has been taken just yesterday, and you see there's the main crater and there's the lava flow that basically comes from the main crater, but there is still simmering in the second crater. So the second crater hasn't fully stopped erupting, so to speak, right? So it's still, the lava is still flowing and two craters are still active. That's what we definitely can say when we see yesterday's aerial picture. And also there were temporarily high levels of sulfur dioxide again, and they continue to be measured around the eruption and in settlements around the whole Reykjanes Peninsula. It really depends how the wind flows and where the wind goes. So the eruption in the Sutnuka crater series is continuing. The northern crater is way larger and most of the lava flows appears to be coming from it. The lava continues to flow south from the craters on top of another lava bed that it has already created in the first few days. So it's not advancing any further, it's just building up more height. They're saying as of last night, there were no clear signs that the lava would advance again near the dikes north of Grindavik or the road Suðurstrandarvegur or the small settlement. There's a small farm there that was threatened by the lava. It's not advancing there, so those areas seems to be okay as of now. They have used some satellite images. One has been taken on March 18th and one has been taken yesterday, and they have then measured the land rise underneath Svartsengi between March 18th and of yesterday. And Swartsengi, for those of you who are new here and haven't followed this disaster since November 10th, Swartsengi is where the Blue Lagoon is located and an important power plant, the Swartsengi power plant. So there underneath that area is a magma chamber with a deeper magma reservoir, and that's where the lava is coming from. That's where the magma is coming from that is erupting right now in the Sutnuka crater series. And now if you look at the map, you can see that it hasn't fully stopped. So the land is still rising a little bit. You see this yellow orange dot there on the map. So you can see there's a scale, it's in millimeters. So it is rising, but it is not rising as much as it did right away when we have seen other eruptions. And that's why it basically confirms the theory that the scientists have been pointing out during the last few days, that from a deeper magma reservoir, the magma is flowing right through that magma chamber now and flowing out to the eruption site. So it's a steady flow. It's not filling up the magma chamber right now. So they're thinking the magma chamber is not filled. It's like a garden hose. It's flowing through there. And if you compare it with a previous aerial picture, how high the land rise was there, so it was more significant. So of course, if it's flowing right out, why would the land rise? The land is only rising if the magma chamber is really filling up and reaching the point of maximum elasticity. That's when the land keeps rising underneath Swartsengi. But that's not really the case right now. I would like to hear from them a little bit more information, what they think that current land rise is coming from, because it's about 3 centimeters. That's about that much. It's from March 18th to March 21. So it is rising. So this is a little bit, they're saying the magma chamber is empty, but why is it still rising? So in my opinion, the magma is flowing into the magma chamber. There is some magma in there. It's not a hollow space. It's not completely empty, and it keeps flowing out there. But since it's a steady flow, it's not reaching its point of maximum elasticity, and that's why it's only rising very, very slowly. The land is not subsiding. That is for sure. It's not subsiding. If it subsides, that would be an indication that the magma chamber empties out completely. And we did have that in the previous eruptions. You know, it was reaching the point of maximum elasticity, and then an event was triggered, like an eruption or an intrusion, and then the land was subsiding because the magma was flowing out. And then shortly after that, it did start to rise again, sometimes also during the eruption. And it seems that it did that here too, but just way more slowly. This eruption is taking way more longer. I think we're on day 20 right now of the eruption. So it's taking longer, and it keeps flowing, and it's still served from a deeper magma reservoir. So at least we know a little bit what is going on. Will that give us clues about when this eruption will end? No, that's what the scientists said yesterday. You can't really predict it. Some scientists did predict it wouldn't survive Easter. Well, that's past us, and we still have 2 craters. The third crater has stopped, and it's basically now coming out through the other 2. And it looks like that the smaller crater will gradually fade out and maybe stop, but there is still enough coming out from the first crater, the northernmost crater, that can still send lava on its way. And we have to see, will that suddenly stop? Will it also then gradually stop like the other one? It might be the case, but I think this eruption could be going for a little bit longer. That is my personal estimate. And as the scientists have already said, it's hard. You can't really know, guys. So the sulfur dioxide, and it was measured just yesterday in the Blue Lagoon, and that's why it's good that the Blue Lagoon is closed. They wanted to reevaluate the opening of the Blue Lagoon. So we haven't heard anything from them yet, whether they intend to open the Blue Lagoon, but then the Blue Lagoon would maybe face more emergency evacuations while this eruption is still going, because if the wind changes, it can blow the sulfur dioxide into the Blue Lagoon very, very quickly. It's only for a short period of time until the wind turns again, but that doesn't help you. If you have that pool full of people and then the wind direction changes, it might lead to trouble, and you don't want that. So my estimate is that they will keep it closed, and they always put like very narrow time spaces. Then they say, oh, we keep it closed for 3 more days, 2 more days, and then we reevaluate. So we're waiting for that. There you see another picture of how the pollution was flowing. So it's been flowing more towards the Keflavik airport, and it's been blowing off there into other settlements. So it really depends where the wind is coming from, and Grindavik is getting it on a regular basis. So if you're in Iceland, if you're in the area, if you're a tourist there, you really should watch the air pollution maps so that you know where to go and where not to go, or look at the official website, civil defense and stuff like this, but just be aware of this. So yeah, and here at the end, I want to make a shout out to one of my viewers who seems to be in Iceland right now. Ursula, thanks for your message on my buymeacoffee.com site. And of course, thank you for the coffees. Thank you so much. So Ursula went to Iceland on April 2nd. So I hope you are having a great trip, and be safe, be aware of what's happening there. But I think, you're well informed because you're watching On the Pulse with Silky, right? So let me know how your trip went. I would really like to hear from you, and I hope you have the best time. And Iris from Missouri, thank you for your coffees. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. And Jean, I hope I pronounced this right. Jean, thank you so much for your support. And Cheers to Idaho. I really love Idaho. It's an absolutely beautiful state. I've been there and I really, really love it. And of course, to one of my long-term supporters, Glenn, thank you so much for your ongoing support. Thank you so much for your nice comment that you just made. Thank you so much. It means a lot to me, and I just wanted, this is my way to say thank you to you. And Amanda, thank you. I got the coffee and I bought the pups a treat, so thank you so much for that. And one user asked, how high are the walls of the largest crater? We knew that approximately a week and a half ago. They said it's about 20 meters high, but I have heard estimates that it's up to 50 meters, maybe even higher right now. Remember, the lava that was approaching the defense walls in Grindavik has already reached the levels of the defense walls, or had reached it, and that was 8 meters in height. And that's why they started, in some areas where the lava was accumulating, they started to make them higher, about 6 meters higher, and height between 12 to 14 meters. So I think that crater is already quite high. It used to be a week and a half ago the height of a 4 to 5 story home, but I think it has gotten a lot more since then. So it's really massive. It's turning into the look of a real crater volcano. So it's an estimate. I haven't seen any official measurements as to how high it actually is, but the last that I heard was the 4 to 5 story home, but then I heard the other day it got already 4 to 5 meters higher. So an estimate is 50 meters sort of thing, but it is high, and it's also wide in diameter. So I hope this helps. If I have more concrete measurements about this, I will mention it in my next video, but thanks for asking. This is of course an interesting question. So guys, I'll leave you to it now. I hope to see you very, very soon in my next video, and don't miss out on my other videos that I've released the last few days. Check them out in the end screen, guys. Thank you so much. Leave this video a like, please, and if you're new here, I would love to have you as subscribers so that I can see you every day, and so that you're on the pulse with me, on the pulse with Silky and Rudy if he has time to come. If you don't know who Rudy is yet, just watch my older videos or continue to watch my videos. I'm very, very sure you will meet him very soon. So thank you guys, and bye bye.